Hello, it's Steve Saunders again. Nice to see you. I just thought I'd share point 2 of the 9 must-do steps that you need to be doing to get your business racing as we come out of this the stages of lockdown. So get your business reopened and get moving again and get doing business. So step 2 is all about rebuilding your team. So it's getting that team back. So it's almost like the business has reopened or as a brand new start. So what would you do to all new members of your team as you join the business right from day one? So it's almost going back to that kind of philosophy, because things will be in place that are different and new, and they need to be explained. So distancing, for instance, screen dividers for sneeze screens, spacing, going to the bathrooms, entering the building, exiting the building, all these kind of things that you'd be looking at doing if you were brand new. How would you explain it to people? So it's kind of having an induction program all over again, but for each member of your team. And also you'll be looking to do that communication with your customers. So as your customers come back into your buildings and premises and showrooms and shops, the same thing will be applying to them really. Explain and communicate, well, these are the new processes and procedures that are in place. Now, one of my clients, they ring a bell every hour. So a buzzer goes off every hour and they're all there busy washing their hands. So just say, excuse me a sec, we just got to wash our hands. They all disappear off to separate little areas and they can wash their hands with sanitizer and then come back into business. And that happens every hour upon the hour when the restaurants open, the fast food restaurants open. So that just gives you a good idea of that little hint and tip to get your business back into business. So have that confidence to communicate well with your team and your customers. Maybe your team needs to be on some flexible working. So maybe they're coming in at different stages. So some have perhaps a morning kind of shift, an afternoon shift, and a later at night shift. That might be a case of good practice. Another good practice idea might be keeping people in the same teams. So rather than exposing everyone to everyone, you kind of work in those little cells or compact units that work really well. So that for accountability, especially in manufacturing, when they're building that hub of people that are solely responsible for that particular task. So that would be a great little tip as well, keeping the same teams in place. So be flexible with your hours, communicate with your staff, introduce them all to perhaps new standards and protocols. So won't be aware of what's changed. This is what you need to be doing on a daily basis. Just explain the new protocols, new standards that you're operating under, especially hygiene standards, so that everyone gets moving. These things may unfortunately take a dip in productivity, but that's going to be a dip that's well worth it for health and safety issues. So it's getting everyone up and feeling confident. So that productivity may go backwards. It's a bit like training new people. You've got to go back to then go racing ahead forward. So be aware of that. Perhaps that productivity will dip. You can't just go back, open the doors, and everything's going as it was. So that situation has changed. So it won't anymore. So be aware that there may be that productivity dip, and look for it, and then encourage people when we're coming through the other side of it. So to summarise then, really, treat everyone as though it's a brand new business. So your team are coming in for the first time, your customers are coming in for the first time, you're going back into business for the first time. So if you treat things along those lines, I don't think you're going to go far wrong. So that's step 2 of 9, and I hope you have a fantastic bank holiday weekend, and I'll catch up with you on Tuesday for point 3 of 9. Thanks very much. Bye.